What's up, guys? I'm John Camacho. This is Between the Pylons, and today we are talking about Amarius Mims, the 18th pick in the 2024 NFL draft class. Goes to the Cincinnati Bengals. And, guys, this is a rookie watch video. We were just doing a quick snapshot of how the rookie has looked so far in his first season in the NFL, what to expect moving forward, where the thoughts were before he was drafted. Now we're a good portion into the season. What are we thinking? Hey, this is not a complete picture by any means, but when we talk about Amarius Mims, there have definitely been some bumps in the road. First thing I want to do is look at his playing time as a whole. Let me put it on the screen right now for you guys. All right, so if we're looking at Amarius Mims, obviously gets on the field in week 3 and has pretty much held down that left tackle position the entire season since he got on the field. And look, it hasn't been pretty. If we look at obviously the offensive grades, it has not been perfect. I am under no assumptions that Bengals fans are absolutely in love with this dude at this point in his career, and that's totally fair. I mean, there's a lot of Bengals fans that are probably saying, hey, is this another Jonah Williams? Is this another guy? We just got him out of here. We just brought another first-round tackle in. What do we got here? And look, that's a totally fair point because it hasn't been perfect early on, but I will say this was one of my favorite tackles coming out, and before he was ever drafted, throughout the draft process, he was always looked at, in my eyes, and I feel like in the eyes of a lot of people that kind of knew the position and knew what he was going to be or the expectation. This was a year 2 prospect in the NFL. This was, how does he look in his sophomore year? Obviously, look, great player, has had some good moments. He is a starter in the NFL in his first year. I'm not saying that he was a total just, traits only type of guy. He had some play. Like, I'm not completely downgrading that. But this is a guy who is a giant physical freak of a human being, and yeah, it was going to take some time to figure it out at the NFL level. So I want to start there, that throughout this entire rookie watch video, it is about one thing and one thing only. What are we going to get next year? And I'm actually really excited. I am a believer of Amarius Mims. I am a believer in his long-term outlook as an NFL tackle. I think long-term is going to be great. Bengals fans especially, have not had the season they expected. I don't think a lot of Bengals fans are really having the season we expected from Amarius Mims. The offensive line hasn't been great, but that has not been the biggest issue on the team. Obviously, defense has been a whole nother story. We won't litigate that in this video. Let's look at how he's done this season according to PFF. Obviously, with the offensive line, we don't have any other stats, so I am just going to look at the PFF stats and kind of go based on that. And if we look at it, yeah, it's been better. I mean, really, he's improved week over week. He kind of lived in that 50s range, which is not great for PFF grades at all. Had a nice little game against the Giants. A lot of people do. And then, really consistency the past couple weeks up until the bye week in week 12, it's been solid game after solid game after solid game. Not world beater yet. I do think he can get to that level. I think, look, you drafted Amarius Mims knowing that the upside was top 5 tackle in the league. That's what the upside is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He has the size, he has the physicality, he has the movement skills, he has everything you need from an offensive lineman to be one of the best in the NFL. We're talking he could go to Canton. He has the physical tools to do that. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm not trying to be hyperbolic with who he is as a player right now. I'm just saying there's a reason this guy was drafted, and it was what he can be. All right. Going to throw a couple clips on the screen. Not a super deep dive by any means, even for what this channel is. And I don't usually do any type of deep film review type of things, but we're going to put it on the screen real quick, and we'll start right here. Look, if you have a clip of a guy beating Garrett Wilson, you play it, right? We'll look at 71, just absolutely rocked the hell up. Finish. Play the whistle. Play beyond the whistle. Kicks Garrett Wilson out of the play, makes him a non-starter. Well, yeah, we'll start right there. Look at that. All right, and right here, this is a big play for the Bengals, and I get this against the Panthers, but it doesn't really matter. You find this highlight because of what Jamar Chase does after the catch, but I'm not interested in that. We're going to see Amarius Mims right here, and the biggest question I had coming out was what was he going to be able to do in space versus NFL athletes, right? Say what you want about the Panthers, but they're in the NFL, and that is Clowney, so it's worth seeing a rep against Jadeveon Clowney, right? So we'll see here. Just see him get out into space, block Clowney out of the play. Just clean, good, athletic is, I think, the word I'm looking for. Nimble offensive line. And again, I do think, hey, he's a giant human. just an absolute giant human. So giving him credit for that is real, right? He looks different than everybody else on the screen, and I think it's pretty obvious there. It's incredible. Look, I know I've said this already, and I really feel like it just bears repeating one more time. This dude has elite upside in the NFL. I mean, we are talking about a guy who can be anything and everything he wants to be on the football field. He has all the traits. It's about putting it together and becoming the best version of yourself, because he's got everything else there. All right, I want to end it just comparing him to the rest of the rookie tackles in the NFL, and just to show you guys, listen, it maybe hasn't been perfect, and I understand that Amarius Mims is no Bengals fan's favorite player right now on the field, but I see this and I compare it to the rest of the NFL. Look, Joe Alt is special. He's already, a top-tier tackle in the NFL. That's just where we're at. Everybody else, learning curve, has had up and down seasons. It's a lot of good, little bad, and then you get down here and it's probably a lot of bad and a little good, right? That's just the reality of the position. It's a very difficult position. It is probably the hardest position for me to do for videos like these, because it just requires so much nuance. I am not a film channel, so I'm not trying to deep dive into the scheme. I don't personally think that I'm capable of it or qualified to. I'm probably capable. I'm not qualified, though. And I think that's a fair point. It's easily the biggest gap in my film watching knowledge as far as just offensive lineman scheme. And if you want to throw in the comments any good YouTube channels or things to watch or read about to help me with that, that'd be great, because it is a goal of mine to get to a really high level of watching players and being a talent evaluator. So I would appreciate that. But just looking at hey, what boxes do you check, right? Are you clearly NFL capable, right? Like body, physicality, athleticism. Or do you have just the baseline steps of like, are you gonna be fine? Yeah, check, plus, right? He's gonna be fine, and that's a real thing. Like, I know that sounds silly, but like that's kind of part of what you want to see in the rookie year. Plenty of guys in the NFL right now that are rookies that you look on the screen and you just like, you might not have it. You might have it, but you might not have it. And I look at Amarius Mims and I was like, it's not do you have it or not. It's can you cultivate it, right? Because you got it. It's fine. Whatever that it is, you have it. Especially at the tackle position. He's got it. He has the potential to be anything he wants to be, as I've said. Look, I'm starting to repeat myself one too many times, so that's where I know I should definitely end this video. Guys, I really appreciate you watching this long. If you can leave a comment, like, subscribe to the channel, all the things that YouTube people tell you to say. They say it because it's real. It helps us out a lot. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.